As a family caregiver, your to-do list never ends. From medications, appointments, phone calls, meals, paperwork, the list just goes on, and it all feels equally urgent. Well, today I am going to show you how to figure out what needs you right now, what can wait, what can get delegated, or just be completely removed from the list altogether. Hi, I am Nurse Nisi, your caregiver coach, and today we are going to talk about the Eisenhower Matrix productivity tool. What is the Eisenhower Matrix? It is a simple process that sorts tasks by asking two questions. Is it urgent or is it important? This was originally a productivity tool, but I have taken this tool and created a lesson specifically for family caregivers because caregiving is where urgent and important gets confused. So stick around because by the end of this video, you will know how to sort your to-do tasks by what's urgent and what's important. There is also a free worksheet linked below. When everything feels urgent, it's easy to fall into reaction mode, constantly putting out fires instead of focusing on what matters the most. Because caregiver burnout doesn't usually come from doing too little. It comes from pouring energy into the wrong things, while the critical ones like self-care, advanced directive planning, care planning, appointments get pushed down the list. The solution isn't working harder, and it's definitely not doing more. It's using a better filter for your time, your energy, and your attention. And that's how you prevent having caregiver burnout and overextending yourself. Here is the whole tool. One grid divided into 4 boxes. One side is urgent versus not urgent. The other side is important versus not important. So let's start with do first. This is urgent and important and should be done first. Next, you would move to schedule. This box is important but not necessarily urgent. Delegate. These are tasks that you can give to someone else. Delegate. This box is urgent but not important. And the last box is eliminate. The tasks in this box are neither important or urgent. Every single task on your list fits into one of these boxes. So let's go through each one with real caregiver examples. So let's go through each box with real caregiver tasks and examples. Quadrant 1 is the do first. This is the urgent and important box. Things that would fall into this box would include falls, a medical emergency, chest pain, sudden confusion, a missed medication. These things are your top priority, and you should act immediately. If you are living in a constant state of emergency, then you may want to reevaluate your systems and routines when you get to quadrant 2, the schedule and planning quadrant. Quadrant 2, the schedule and planning box. In this box, the tasks are important, but they are not urgent. This would include things like the power of attorney paperwork, advanced directive planning, preventative care checkups, researching long-term care facilities, or maybe even planning respite care for a break. But I'll be honest, nothing forces the scheduling and planning quadrant onto your calendar. And this is why most caregivers neglect this section, because they have to put themselves first and schedule this onto their calendar. So if you don't take anything else from this video, remember, Block time for quadrant 2 on purpose every single week because the planning and scheduling quadrant will prevent crisis in quadrant 1. Quadrant 3 is the delegation box. The items in this box are urgent but not important, which means it doesn't require you, specifically the primary caregiver, to get these tasks done. This can include things like prescription refills or pickups, scheduling routine appointments, groceries, errands, or even transportation. I know many times that the tasks in this section they feel pressing because they have a deadline. But anyone can complete these tasks without you being directly involved. So I urge you, hand these off to another family member, a friend, a care coordinator, or even a hired caregiver. It will decrease your stress and caregiver burnout in the long run. Quadrant 4. The tasks in this quadrant are neither urgent nor important. These are the tasks you can reduce, simplify, or release altogether. In caregiving, these are often tasks that look like perfectionism, overcomplicating simple routines, saying yes out of guilt, overextending yourself, neglecting yourself, and even functioning from a place of caregiver burnout. So give yourself permission to choose good enough. Delegate your tasks that don't require you specifically. Schedule the tasks that need you and require you to show up. And be careful, because caregiver guilt has a way of moving tasks from quadrant 4 into quadrant 1 as an emergency, because everything starts to feel urgent when you don't have a routine or a system in place. So here is a real life caregiver scenario. We have Maria. She cares for her father who has early stage dementia and high blood pressure. Here are the tasks that she has planned for Tuesday. On her list, her dad has chest pain after breakfast. Now this is unexpected, but this would go in the do first category because this requires her immediate attention. On her list, she has pick up high blood pressure pills, call her sister to split coverage over the weekend, research in-home care for next year, book her dad's overdue eye appointment, as well as reorganizing the hall closet. So based on the Eisenhower Matrix, her dad having chest pain after breakfast would go in the do first box because this requires her immediate attention and could become a medical emergency. Booking the overdue eye appointment as well as researching in-home care would go into quadrant 2. Those are things that can be scheduled out. Calling her sister to split weekend coverage as well as picking up her dad's blood pressure prescription could be delegated to a hired caregiver. Unless her dad is out of the high blood pressure medications right now, there's no need to move this to the do first quadrant. And then something that can be eliminated from today or this particular day is reorganizing the hall closet. This would be eliminated because her dad having chest pain after breakfast would really trump the entire list. However, it can be eliminated today and possibly scheduled out at another time. Here's how to actually use the tool week by week. Once a week, brain dump everything on your plate into a list. Sort each one into a quadrant using 2 questions. What is urgent and what is important? Share your quadrant 3 tasks with a family member or helpers so they don't default back to you. And revisit this every week because what's urgent in caregiving can shift fast. Don't forget to grab your free worksheet below and start sorting your list today. You can't do everything, but you can always do the next thing right. That's really what this tool is for, to help family caregivers sort through tasks based on what's urgent and what's important. That way, every day doesn't feel like a crisis, and you can manage your loved one's care at home with clarity and confidence. Thank you for taking the time to watch this lesson, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.